Welcome all of you. I am PRoy. Today I am going to discuss a topic from NCERT Class 10 History, the rise of nationalism in Europe. In the previous class, we understood that what was Civil Code of 1804 and what was its meaning. Today we are going to know that how the nationalism in Europe occurred. Actually, at the mid 18th century in Europe, there was no nation states because there was no collective identity, no common culture. They used different languages. The Habsburg Empire that ruled over Austria and Hungary was a patchwork of many different regions and peoples. It included the Alpine region, the Tyrol, Austria and the Sudetenland, as well as Bohemia, where the aristocracy was predominantly German-speaking. It also included the Italian-speaking provinces of Lombardy and Venetia. In Hungary, half of the population spoke Magyar, while the other half spoke a variety of dialects. And Italian, and then there was no sense of political identity also. At that time, the society, the aristocracy and the new middle class was there. Socially and politically, a landed aristocracy was a dominant class on the continent. They used French language for purposes of diplomacy and high society. In that, they often connected by ties of marriage. They owned estates in the countryside, also town houses. The majority of the population was made up of peasantry. At the time, industrialization occurred in the western and parts of Central Europe. For the growth of industrial production, workers were needed in that area. In England, in the second half of the 18th century, industrialization began. And in France and parts of German states, it occurred only during the 19th century. And in its wake, new social groups came into being, a working class population and middle class made up of industrialists, businessmen, professionals. It was among the educated liberal middle classes that ideas of national unity following the abolition of aristocratic privileges gained popularity. Actually, what do we know from this topic? The making of nationalism in Europe. At that time, in the mid 18th century, there was no nation state, because in the various parts of the areas, means German, France, Austria, Hungary, many people uses many languages, local dialects. That's why there were no sense of collective identity. There was no unity. And in the society, the aristocracy and the new middle class was there. Aristocracy means who belongs to the family of the king, and they use French language for the purpose of diplomacy, for high society, and they owned countryside estates and town houses also. they was trying to capture the much area of this land. That's why the common people and the aristocracy was diverse in nature. At the time, industrial production made at the time, and for that workers were needed. That's why a new middle class society was formed. Middle class people were formed, like industrialists, businessmen, professionals. So it was among the educated and liberal middle classes that ideas of national unity and following the evolution of the aristocratic privileges gained popularity. So in this way, the nationalism in Europe gaining their popularity. So this is the end of this topic. So if you like this video, you can subscribe my channel. Please like my video. Namaskar.